Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen Armstrong.
Well, good afternoon, and to everyone in the room and everyone joining us online worldwide, welcome. Today, we're going to share with you the all-new Ford Focus, and this is, quite simply, the best car in our 114-year history. And it also serves as a bridge to our future vision of smart cars in a smart world. That's how significant this car is for us. It is the true successor to the original Focus, which we launched 20 years ago. So today is a great day, and one that we've been looking forward to for quite some time. And here at Ford of Europe, we really do have reason to be optimistic. Of course, there are uncertainties in the external environment in which we work and operate, but we at Ford are in a great place. We have the strongest product lineup we have ever had. We're looking at 21 launches in 2018 alone. And in fact, from early 2017 to the end of this year, 80% of our entire range is being renewed. We understand our customer expectations, we're profitable, and we're selling more vehicles. So to put a little bit more detail behind that, let's think about the Fiesta, Ford of Europe's most popular vehicle. It's the #1 in its segment with 9.9% market share. February Focus sales at 14,700 vehicles were the best we've had since 2012. And of course, Ford is also the best-selling commercial vehicle brand in Europe. And then when you look across our entire business, our momentum kept on building in February. We continued our best start to the year across Europe since 2008. We're growing sales in key segments with strong performance in small cars, SUVs and commercial vehicles, including setting new records for the Focus, the EcoSport, the Cougar, the Transit and the Ranger. And today you will see for yourself that we're looking to build on that, delivering what our brand promises, delivering visionary ideas, technologies direct to the lives of real people. So, profitable growth, closer to our customers, the best start to a year in a decade, 21 launches this year, and today we launch the best car that we have ever made. So you might ask yourself, why do we launch it here? What brings us to London? And this place is not just a matter of let's pick any cool venue. Here East is a unique space for entrepreneurs, tech specialists, businesses and academics where we all come together in the pursuit of new ideas. We've chosen this place actually to locate our Ford Smart Mobility Innovation Office. So there's one in Dearborn, one in Palo Alto and one here. So the reasons for choosing here East are compelling. London, of course, is a global megacity. We get our long-standing partners, Loughborough University. We get the Advanced Propulsion Centre and a great talent pool that we can work with right here. We have our PHEV, telematics, chariot and last mile delivery teams also based here at this facility. Just down the road, of course, we have our Dunton and Dagenham facilities where we develop and manufacture our state-of-the-art powertrains. So, Ford expertise, partners to hand, and all within a world-class startup environment. That's what makes this place so special for us. This Ford Smart Mobility Innovation Office is vital because going forward, cities will be very important customers for us. This office is about fresh thinking to tackle the urban transport challenges of tomorrow, and we're looking at near-term projects and addressing the specific requirements of European cities. Basing our fast-growing team here is key to accelerating our learning and development of all the new technologies that are required. To give a really recent example of this, of a near-term project in this city, is our deployment of Chariot. So as you probably know, Chariot is a ride-sharing shuttle service booked through an app and designed specifically for first and last mile commuting. It targets the needs of people living in areas that are currently underserved by public transport, and it can also help support businesses through its enterprise and charter offerings. Chariot has been rolled out successfully in cities like Seattle, San Francisco, and Austin across the US, and London is its first international stop. So this ride-sharing service has the potential to help tackle pollution and air quality issues and address existing gaps in transportation networks. That's what the Chariot routes in London do today. They connect people living in new developments in different areas across the city. Also supported by Transport for London, our fleet trial of plug-in hybrid transit custom vans is already on the roads. They're helping to explore how the plug-in hybrid van can contribute to cleaner air targets and enhance productivity in city use. Now, these projects are important steps on the journey we're making to deliver smart vehicles in a smart world. And today, you're going to see the all-new Focus. So Focus, with its driver assist technologies, is in many ways the bridge between the world we know today and our vision at Ford for customers and cities worldwide, which we of course call the City of Tomorrow. That's our holistic vision for transportation. I told you this is a landmark event for us, introducing a car of enormous significance for Ford. So I'm delighted to be able to welcome on stage someone who has a deep personal connection with the Focus and is one of the driving forces behind our global vision for the future. So please join me in welcoming Jim Farley.
Well, thank you, Stephen, and thanks for inviting me here today to join all of you in what is a very important moment for our company globally. Stephen's right. The all-new Focus is a smart car in a smart world, as we like to say at Ford, and it's a bridge to our future. So let's talk about that future a little bit before we get into the Focus itself. At Ford, we're introducing a whole new self-driving business model as well as our traditional vehicle business. We're thinking about a systems-based approach of moving people, of course, like ride-hailing with autonomous vehicles, but also carrying goods. And we also see our role in autonomy in serving humanity, those that don't have access to mobility. And that self-driving technology is at the heart of it all. And put simply, we're thinking not just about autonomous vehicles, which many are talking about, but actually the fleet of autonomous vehicles, the whole network, and a software platform that enables all kinds of different companies, even small local companies, to plug into that autonomous fleet of vehicles. Now, this year is a really big year for Ford testing those self-driving vehicles. We're already running level 4 AV trials in Pittsburgh in the US, and separately, our first launch city, Miami. And we're also driving not just the autonomous tech, but actually the business model itself. We're working with partners, and we're operating driven vehicles as if they are autonomous vehicles to learn how customers interact with autonomy. The autonomy vehicles are just one piece of the picture. Ford is also working with partners to develop the first transportation cloud for the cities. Our transportation mobility cloud will unlock the power of connecting components to all levels of the city transport system. And again, we're building a system to be open for everyone. And at the same time, we're working on a smart world. We're also working on vehicles that are connected. They're not just connected with each other, but each of them are a smart component in the city, talking to cyclists and even traffic signals. And this total connectivity is key to managing curb space in a city, optimizing traffic flow, and unclogging the streets where we all live. This whole story takes a major step forward today. Critical to our strategy is our global commitment to electrifying our vehicle fleet. As we speak, Ford is investing $11 billion in electrified vehicles. And that's going to lead to 40 electric vehicles globally by 2022, 16 of which will be dedicated battery electric vehicles. In Aachen in Germany, we're hard at work already finalizing our electrification testing here in Europe, and that's our immediate priority here. At the same time, we're continuing to test our autonomous vehicles. So our future is well defined, and it's coming really fast. But I have to say, nothing happens unless we have fantastic product today. The all-new Focus is proof of an advanced strategy for the future. It's also a fantastic product. It brings level 2 autonomy and connectivity technology to everyone globally, not just the privileged. Focus delivers these advances at scale. That's Ford. And it's so significant for society. But there's more. Focus also represents a step change in the way Ford develops vehicles globally. At Ford now, we're not talking about platforms. To create our future vehicle lineup, we're moving to 5 flexible architectures. We're also designing common body, chassis, electrical, and drivetrain modules that are going to be used across all those architectures. Now, focus is really key because it's the first fruit of that approach. So from many perspectives, it's true to say that this vehicle has real global significance for us at Ford. And you know, it's also a product that has deep meaning for me personally. I can remember, not so many years ago, the moment I first saw Colin McRae and Nicky Grist wring the neck out of that original Focus. Now, I wasn't at Ford at that time, but boy, was that something if you loved cars. The car had a real swagger, and it had attitude, and I loved the way it looked, right down to those great mud flaps. And it struck me as the ultimate expression of everything that's good about Ford. That original Focus and the WRC version was built in Europe, designed in Europe, but it came to America, and it changed Ford and how the company was seen globally, including China. Now, Colin and Nicky in that Focus were absolute magic for all of us. And now it gives me great pleasure for me to welcome Nicky Grist onto the stage. All right, so this is pretty cool, and I'm a little nervous, but I know everyone has a couple questions.
Yeah.
The first one is of 21 wins,
Yeah.
more than almost a decade at the very top of motorsports. Was there ever a moment when you thought it was going to go wrong and it didn't?
With Colin McRae quite a few times. But the guy had such tremendous car control. I think a lot of people thought him as crazy and slightly mad. But the guy had such car control, he's almost assessing what parts of the scenery he can use to keep the car on the road. And to be honest, there was times where we crashed, and we crashed a lot. But we had one event, particularly, just to give you an idea. We went to Greece, and there was a new stage, and it was on the last day, and we're on the reconnaissance. We're only allowed to go at low speed. And we come, I said, right, straight past the junction on the right. And he stops for a second, and he's looking at something. And I said, what's wrong? And to give you an idea, we're traveling along a piece of road. It goes into a dip, junction off on the right, climbs back up onto the same level. Now, it's at least 3 car lengths across this. I said, what are you thinking? He said, I think we can jump this. So, okay. But he said, we'll make the pace notes like we're going through it. So that's what we did. He sent his father back the day after where he could try it at speed in a kind of an average road car, destroyed this car. So anyway, Malcolm Wilson, our team boss, was very concerned and wondered, you know, he came up to me, he said, Nick, tell me about this jump. He said, I've got a written off car here. And I said, well, it's a long way across there, Malcolm. Maybe he'll gain something, but what the outcome will be, I don't know. I said, what do you think? He said, I'm going to leave him to it. So we did the first day, we were leading. Second day, we were leading. So now we're counting off. We had 3 stages twice. So we did the first stage, everything fine. Second stage, everything fine. And then we come to this stage. So we're at the start line, and I said, listen, I need to know, what are we going to do at this jump? And he said, I don't know. He said, I'm going to see how I feel when I get there. So now it's 36 kilometers, and I knew this was on the last page of the notes. So I'm resetting the trip meters, and off we go. So we come down off this hill, along 4 left opens, wall outside, 150 flat crest, and caution, medium crest, and dip, and 6 crest, 70. Expecting, at this time, a big braking session down through the gears. And all I could hear was, he was going for it. Out of my control, there's nothing you can do. Fortunately, the front of the car got over it. The back wheels just touched the top of the hill, kicked us up in the air, sideways down a ditch, people running everywhere. We get to the end of the stage. I said, my God, we won't be doing that this afternoon. He said, I got the line a little bit wrong. He said, this afternoon we're going to take it further to the right. But that gives you an idea of what Colin McRae was like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know he's very, very fearless, and what a partnership you guys had, and
Yeah.
congratulations on a great career. Is there a win that really sticks out for you?
Well, for me, and with Ford particularly, I think when we started in '99, it was a tough decision that Colin made, because the car hadn't even started, let alone turned a wheel. And the initial testing didn't go well, because we were trying to cram 12 months into a matter of weeks. So Monte Carlo rally, Swedish rally didn't go so well. And then we went to the toughest rally in the world. And it's, give you some idea, in Kenya, Safari Rally, it's 1,700 miles of just pure hell. It's the toughest conditions you could ever throw at anything. And we changed a big pace note system, and we prepared well, we drove a great rally. But you know, that Focus never missed a beat. We knew we had a strong car, and we actually won it by 15 minutes. Wow. So, you know, from that point of view, if you're going to win a rally with a Ford Focus, why not make it the toughest rally in the world?
Oh, that's incredible. And you won, I think, I looked in the, your career, I think you won that 3 or 4 times?
Yes, we have. And all the rough events, the Focus was incredibly strong in Acropolis Rally in Greece, Cyprus Rally, Argentina. All the rough events became ours. And we had a tremendous success. And it set us up quite often for winning championships, but we never quite got there. But that's the McRae factor for you.
Well, you're part of the Ford family, and you're a huge reason why we love Focus and why we have a sport version of Focus. So, Nikki, on behalf of all of us, thank you very much for being here.
I'm proud to be here.
How special that is. And, you know, with all the talk about autonomy, you know, that zest for competition and making the product better every day, that's what it's all about for us. So I wanted to look back and see what all of you, the media, said about that very same car back in 1999. Because back then, Focus really transformed the C segment. And so what I saw was, you said things like, Focus redefines the standard by which all family vehicles will be judged. That was actually a quote from Car of the Year citation that year. You also said that the car had no weakness. And I can't quite remember a media comment like that in the past. You know, generation by generation, the Focus story grew. And in both 2011 and 14, we brought driver assist technology to millions of customers around the world. And that's a theme you'll hear from us today. Customers bought into Focus all along. And that propelled Focus to be the world's #1 best-selling nameplate in 2012 and 13. In 20 years, we are so proud to have sold Focus to 16 million customers worldwide. And in that time, Focus became the enabler for people who wanted a great interior package, great technology, great value, and at a great price. And of course, that incredible Ford driving experience. And today, Focus also represents something very significant in terms of investments. that we've made in our vehicle assembly operations in Saarlouis, Germany. Ford has invested 600 million euros just in the manufacturing facility alone. This means that we have a state-of-the-art production system, logistics, production preparation, and a whole new energy supply system that's going to reduce the plant's carbon dioxide emissions by 20%. And when I had the chance to go with Stephen and see the Saarlouis plant and how it was transformed, I have to say it was really something to behold. I can't imagine it's anything less than our German luxury competitors. So German engineering, well, we mean it at Ford. I mentioned a moment ago that we have 16 million customers around the world. Over 20 years, we've gotten to know a lot of them very well. And at Ford, we connect very clearly with their preferences, substance over status. We connect with their energy and passions in their life. We connect with the respect of which they hold in their community for what they do in their daily lives. This is a deep and a thoughtful connection for us at Ford between the company and those customers through this great product focus. Our global commitment to that 16 million focused customers around the world is something we're going to restate and we're going to actually celebrate today with you. And knowing them, we've tailored the car around their life. It isn't a status symbol to them. Focus is an enabler. It's a car that's going to be effortless, connected, energetic, a car of substance. 20 years ago, the inspiration for our Focus came from our engineers. For the new Focus, the inspiration came directly from those customers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really big moment for us at Ford. We're here in Europe, but this is a global vehicle. And I can confirm that the new Focus that you'll see today will go on sale in North America, and it also will be manufactured and sold throughout Asia. So it's a really good moment now to cross way over the world on the other side to Shanghai and see how our launch of Focus has been unfolding there in just the last few hours. Let's take a look.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Steve. Hello there, everybody. Peter Fleet coming to you from Chongqing in China, the home of Ford in China. This is where our Chang'an Ford joint venture is based. Well, we've just revealed for the global launch, part of the global launch, the four-door sedan Focus here for China. Such an important vehicle for us. Since Focus was first launched in China, we've sold 2.6 million Focus across the Asia-Pacific region, most of them here in China, and it competes in the largest segment in China. Remember, China is the world's largest automotive market, so it's such an important vehicle for us. Reaction from 2,000 guests we've had has just been fantastic, so I'm sure you're going to have an equally wonderful event there in Europe. The sedan is the vehicle we've unveiled today, and I know it sits alongside all of the other wonderful examples of Focus that you're going to see shortly. So, best wishes from Chongqing, and I hope, Jim, Steve, you have a wonderful event there in London, and I wish us all of the possible success, every success for the Focus launch in Europe.
Well, that just happened, so thank you, Peter, and the team in Asia, and what a great testament to Focus and its global appeal now. Among the many firsts that the all-new Focus represents, one of them that you're going to hear a lot about is a holistic application of what we call human-centered design. So to talk to you about that, I'm delighted to welcome on stage Roland de Wart. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I agree with Jim. With Focus, we have really turned our design process on its head. In fact, rather than starting with an engineering challenge, we've started indeed with customers. And for Focus, starting with customers has meant adopting this human-centered design approach. And this approach asks different, non-engineering questions, like how can we think of our products in ways that really matter to people? Our human-centered design approach starts with, firstly, a deep understanding of our customers, their needs and their dreams, and it really is for us a creative approach to problem solving. It's about building this deep empathy with the people we're designing for. And there is an emotional connection between the human and the product and how it's experienced through memorable moments, defined really at every interaction. And this way, we are able to create not only product excellence, but also an excellent experience. Ultimately, our goal is to be an integral part of people's lives in meaningful and enriching ways. Now, to get there, the way we do research is very different now. And rather than incrementally improving features and attributes, we have studied much more the everyday usage, closer than ever. Living and driving with customers, observing issues that even they couldn't articulate before. And the fact that I am presenting here and not, for example, UMCO, is a proof point of showing how closely we've worked with design to translate that customer feedback into real solutions. So this human-centered approach becomes critical now, even more so because the focus takes our customers on journeys into the future, involving unprecedented levels of technology. And because if you want to make technology useful and effortless, real people have to be at the center of what you do and how you think, or they won't be able to adopt it. And let me just give you 3 practical examples of human-centered design, so you understand what I mean here. First, when you're getting in and out of your car, and it's something we do thousands of times without thinking consciously, but how does that experience make you feel? We did think extremely consciously about that moment. So when you get in, it's a moment of expectation. In fact, a moment of magic. And you don't want anything to break that spell, even knocking your knee. So for the new Focus, if your knee does come in contact with the center console, then there's this new soft padding to stop that from happening. And at the same time, to support that, we have narrowed and we've lowered the center stack without compromising the storage. So achieving a great experience getting into your car, it dictated a whole series of design improvements. So what about another question? Does anyone here in the room have a tonneau cover in your garage or in your basement? Really where it doesn't belong. No, this is a necessary, it's a helpful item, but once it's removed from the vehicle, for whatever reason, it can switch to becoming an awkward nuisance, a bad moment. So, our human-centered design approach led us to see this nuisance as spoiling the interaction between you and the car. And we therefore went through the trouble of designing this problem away, with a very neat storage space for the cover in the car. And just one more example for now. Imagine you're a dog owner, and in fact many of our Focus Wagon customers are dog owners. What happens when you have a large dog, like one of our own team members, and you need to get a large dog crate in there? Sure, you can buy a minivan, but you want a Focus. So we undertook the considerable challenge of getting not just a dog crate, but a large one into the Focus Wagon. But at the same time, we know that this group of customers won't compromise on style to give them the practicality they need. So at Ford, we challenged ourselves to find a way to deliver both of those things. All new Focus maintains that dynamic roofline and gives them this class-leading benefit. Now, of course, we have always placed people at the heart of our design approach. But in the past, we would have imagined a typical Ford customer. This time, it's different. And the shift we made is quite complex in research methodology, but essentially very simple. It went to early identification of what we call archetype research of the target customer group, and then consistently engaging with them through the entire development process, from concept research to theme research to confirmation research. And it meant that we didn't build a car for the typical average customer, but we focused on the differences between all these individuals and gave them more options that are unique to them. So all this revealed a fresh picture, and which drove us from the start for people who value substance over status, achievement over praise, of people on a journey in their lives for their families, for themselves, who care, who do get involved, who value technology, but only value it for what it can help them do and not for its own sake. These are people with aspirations and a focus in life. We call them the aspirers, and our mission is for them to realize their aspirations. 20 years and 16 million customers. Their aspiration has been so central to our process that really it is them, our customers, who are here launching this car. And all that insight is not abstract data. It is millions of human stories enabled by focus. So, designed and engineered with pride by the people of Ford, inspired by the reality of our customers' needs and passions. Ladies and gentlemen, here, now, through the lives of our customers, let me introduce you to the all-new Ford Focus.
There was a shift from doing sport for an obsession. Now I see that differently.
We've been fostering for almost 13 years and we have fostered about 25 children.
In der damaligen Zeit war es noch ungewohnt, dass eine Frau in die Feuerwehr kommt. Ich dachte, das ist ein unerreichbarer Traum.
Ho deciso di andare in Mongolia 5 anni fa, avendo il desiderio di fare qualcosa che unisse la mia passione con l'aiutare qualcun altro.
My focus is to travel beyond my horizons.
My focus is my happiness through sport.
My focus is my family.
My focus is to help people.
So here it is, the all-new Ford Focus. Now, to those of you here in the room and to those online, I have to say this is such a proud moment for both AMCO and myself on behalf of the thousands of people who have played a role in creating the new Focus. You've seen and heard how everything we've created is centered around customers, and their stories have been literally poured into this car. And yes, it's an all-new car with an all-new architecture, allowing us to deliver on our goal to produce the best engineered C-car in the world.
So the first time you see the vehicle, you might think this new Focus is bigger than the outgoing model. But actually, the dimensions are largely unchanged with a much larger interior. The goal was to give the aspirers we talked about a car that's truly connected, effortless, and energetic. We extended the wheelbase by pushing the wheels further towards the corners, which gave us great proportions to start with. We know our customers desire a distinct emotional connection with their car. They take pride in owning a practical yet beautiful designed vehicle. And the recognizable Ford grille is now larger, leans forward, amplifying the assertive childlike persona of the car. It's really confident, not arrogant. It's commanding respect on the road. The rearward positioned glass area, or greenhouse, gives a bold dynamic stance with an overwhelming impression of compactness. And the highly sculptured classical balanced proportions gives the A-pillar to aim towards the front wheel center, while the visually pronounced C-pillar sits solidly above the rear wheel. The resulting longer bonnet and flowing front fender is both powerful and elegant. With a lower overall height, the glass area is sleek, graceful, and highly efficient. And the sense of premiumness is further enhanced by the omission of the front and rear quarter glass.
And as for the product features, just as Jim explained, Focus is the bridge bringing advanced technologies to our Focus customers. For the first time in a Ford, Focus brings our customers an embedded modem, turning their car into a connected communications hub on the move. We have the widest, brightest heads-up display on the market and fully automated parking at the push of a button. To further enhance customer convenience, we've introduced a wireless charging pad. Now, Focus also introduces our global Ford Co-Pilot 360-degree umbrella for driver assistance technologies, including new features we're combining with adaptive cruise control to make the car even smarter. The adaptive cruise control incorporates stop and go, which uses front radar and front view camera to bring your automatic transmission Focus to a complete halt in stop-start traffic. It will then pull away automatically if the vehicle in front moves off in less than 3 seconds. And if you're stationary for longer than that, you just need to hit the resume button on your steering wheel or tap the accelerator pedal to be able to drive on. And for the first time in a Focus, we've also combined lane centering technologies to further reduce the stress of driving. The new adaptive cruise control system also includes auto speed control, which combines speed signal recognition with navigation map data to automatically adjust the vehicle's speed during your journey, and that's a first in this segment. This is definitely a whole new level of driver assist and connective technologies for the mainstream, and they are all useful, accessible, and built around what our customers need.
So those customers also recognize the importance of efficiency and its impact on the world around them. They justify their acquisition not just with their heart, but also with their head. They are making an intelligent and emotional vehicle choice, reflecting their positive influence on society. So with this car, we also set ourselves the challenging task of delivering the best ever aerodynamic performance for a mainstream Ford. We consciously decided to embrace all those aero features and make them an integral part of the overall design. The result is that the all-new Focus 5-door has a best-in-class coefficient of 0.273.
And it doesn't just stop there. We've combined this class-leading aero with low rolling resistance tyres, an average 50-kilogram weight reduction, and an all-new powertrain lineup to deliver 10% fuel efficiency improvement across the board. All new powertrains, including a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder petrol engine with cylinder deactivation and a new 1.5-litre EcoBlue diesel engine for an all-new Ford Focus. And our new Focus ST line sporty design is ideal for customers like Sebastian. So let's meet him now.
At the age of 19, you feel invincible. After my high school, I went to the army and I became a tank driver. We were in training then for Yugoslavia at that time. It was 1996. During a stop near Berlin, I climbed up the wagon of the train to get to my tank. I got close by the electric cables above the train rails and I was electrocuted. Because I couldn't use my legs anymore, I turned on sports with my arms. So I did hand cycling, skiing, crossfitting, swimming. It was an obsession. After my accident, I wanted to prove myself. I didn't accept my disability. There was a shift from doing sport for an obsession. Now I see that differently. One of the reasons I like driving is being independent. I have a disability, but I think you only live once. Through my trauma, I realized that more and more. My life will never be boring. My focus is my happiness through sport.
So let's talk specifically about this vehicle, the ST line. This is a very distinctive personality of the Focus for a distinctive customer, like Sebastian, who's inspired by performance. The connection is clear between his journey and this car. The ST line is designed to make customers such as Sebastian feel confident and in control. This car has to deliver outstanding driving dynamics and fun to drive. Neither our customers nor you would forgive us if we didn't deliver that. This is our Focus DNA, and something that Focus drivers, more than anyone else, have enjoyed and appreciated, even if they can't sum it up in words. You'd also expect us to make it more refined and more sophisticated, and we have. All new Focus increases body torsional stiffness by 20% and suspension mounting point stiffness by up to 50%. And we've introduced the next generation EPAS with proprietary Ford software to ensure that once again, Focus will reset the dynamic benchmark.
So this car is lower, it feels bolder, it feels wider. The unique grille mesh and lower air curtains were designed to make a ST line instantly recognizable. Visually prominent elements like the machined yellow wheels signal the precision engineering you'll find under the skin. We love making our engineering Instagrammable. Throughout the inside, we had great fun playing up the glimpses of performance spirit with striking touches of red, stimulating both body and mind. And the magnetic atmosphere of darkness of the space keeps the driver focused all the time while driving.
So let me just mention one more driving dynamic feature new to Focus. Continuously controlled damping, or CCD, which will expand the driving envelope further than any Focus has ever gone before. Every 2 milliseconds, the CCD monitors suspension, body, steering, and braking inputs, and adjusts damping responses for unsurpassed ride quality while still maintaining Focus's dynamic DNA. The CCD system also supports drive mode technology, and normal, sports, and eco modes are offered for the first time in a Focus.
So that was an introduction to the ST line. The product strategy offers more differentiated choice to customers, resulting in 4 distinct members of the Focus family, each with a different part of the target group firmly in mind. For some of them, the concept of unexpected refined expresses a need for something truly beautiful but never asked for attention. So let's meet Kelly and our Focus Titanium, shown here as our amazing new wagon.
It's one thing bringing up your own children, thinking that you're doing the right things, but it's a whole different ballgame looking after somebody else's children. Up we get. Family is made up of me and my husband, 2 boys, and we have 4 foster daughters. We've been fostering for almost 13 years, and we have fostered about 25 children. And just through watching the boys and just enjoying watching them play, that's probably when hockey really did come into our life. I'm always rushing about here, there and everywhere, taking the girls to hockey training. We've got a lot of stuff. I need a car that I can kind of just jump in, throw everything in, and we can go. I so look forward to every Saturday, meeting up with the girls. We have a lot of fun, we have a laugh together. The hardest thing in my years of fostering has been moving children on, because you've taken these children into your home, you've loved them and you've nurtured them and you've put everything into them. And it can take a really long time to kind of get over that, them not being in the house anymore. And it affects everybody, it affects the whole family. I just hope that the children who we've looked after, who have moved on, remember happy times in our house. My focus is my family.
Please say hello to the gorgeous new Focus wagon. We found that our customers are looking for an assertive front end, which they referred to as shark-like, while the research showed that on the inside, their deep-seated wish was to have a calm place which provides a real serenity. We've set out to give the Focus Titanium a truly renewed sense of elegance and a distinctive feeling of lightness. Inside, the touchscreen is at the heart of our HMI. That's why we positioned it closer and higher in an ideal ergonomic position, always available in your peripheral view. And the award-winning Sync 3 interface allows you to stay in touch, hands-free while you drive. It connects you with your family and friends, and it saves you time as well by navigating you smartly on your way. An uncluttered architecture resulted in a thinner instrument panel, makes the interior feel wider and more welcoming.
And the customer told us they were looking for more light in their vehicle. The feeling of space is heightened further by the full-size panorama roof, letting the sky in. It's coming to the Focus for the first time. And when you sit in the rear seats, you'll realize how spacious the environment feels, thanks to the extended rear windows for greater visibility and the extra 5 centimeters of rear passenger space we've engineered into our new Focus. Promise you, there is a refreshing sense of lightness about the whole space. The wagon you see here is another major new human-centered design and engineering story. You get class-leading load width, and you can set the load height at 2 levels. It's incredibly flexible, and every detail, right down to where you store the tonneau cover, is thought out for you.
So each body style has been designed to deliver a unique, optimized balance between proportions and practicality. With this wagon, we were clear from the start that we wanted to create a sleek body, but at the same time, customers told us they wanted more usable space inside. So when opening the hands-free tailgate, you'll see, even with this almost coupe-like character, the cargo space is unmatched for its practicality. So transporting those IKEA bookcases back home will now be a piece of cake.
So that was titanium, but now let's look and see how this car can make a third leap to express the personality of another different and distinctive customer that we want to do something special for. So we focus on a journey of discovery and allure in both expected and unexpected places. This next focus we're going to bring on now is all about refinement. So let's meet Gabby and see how she uses it to decompress.
Meiner Tochter sage ich immer, egal was du machen willst, man kann alles verwirklichen, man muss es nur wollen. Ich habe viele Freunde, die in der Feuerwehr aktiv waren, wollte einfach ein Teil davon werden. In der damaligen Zeit war es noch ungewohnt, dass eine Frau in die Feuerwehr kommt. Ich dachte, das ist ein unerreichbarer Traum. Die Basics sollte jeder können. Dann gibt es weiterführende Führungslehrgänge, die habe ich besucht und dadurch darf ich auch das Team ausbilden oder auch einen Einsatz mal leiten. Die Arbeit der Feuerwehr ist nicht immer leicht. Es gibt Einsätze, die sind nicht so schön und die sind belastend. Ich musste mich halt erst wirklich beweisen, dass ich das Gleiche kann wie meine Kollegen und auch möchte. Wenn ich meinen Helm und die Uniform anziehe, fühle ich mich als ein Teil der Mannschaft. Sobald der Einsatz rum ist und ich wieder in mein Auto einsteige, mich in meinem Sitz zurücklehnen kann, dann lasse ich alles von mir abfallen. Wenn ich die Uniform anlege, dann bin ich Feuerwehrmann mit Leib und Seele. Mein Fokus ist es, den Menschen zu helfen.
Welcome to the all-new Focus Vignale. Now, we've already established Vignale experience with our large cars and SUVs, as well as with the new Fiesta. And I want to give you a sense of what Focus Vignale delivers. It's pure luxury and enjoyment. This is the car for Gabby, a place to decompress after a fire team training exercise. In your Focus Vignale, you'll get a B&O Play sound system. It's just what she needs. This system creates an unparalleled sound with its 10 speakers and 675 watts of power. And the first time you hear it, you're going to get goosebumps.
So to further stimulate the senses, our goal with Vignale was clear from the very start. We wanted to elevate the new Focus to the level that radiates constant sophistication by creating something truly special and alluring. Such as the distinctively refined Vignale grille incorporating our unique Flying V signature design, or the coast-to-coast lower fascia with a bright insert running across the whole width, which underlines the car's elegant appearance. Careful and restrained use of satin finishes in combination of unique en vogue exterior colors reinforces exclusivity. This is proudly intensified by signing each vehicle with our distinguished Vignale script. From the moment you get in, like you expect with Vignale, we stimulate the senses. Touches of luxury on the outside are complemented with the allure of warmth on the inside. Careful choices of refined, beautiful materials create an exclusive and sophisticated ambience. And the whole interior is genuinely crafted around perfection, making the Focus Vignale a truly special place to be in.
Now, there is a fourth and highly distinctive personality which allows another group of Focus customers to express themselves in the Focus they choose. And here we're talking about people who are adventurous, whether that's downtown adventure or out in the outdoors for a weekend. It's a very different vibe, a different direction, and a different way of approaching life. And now the Focus customer with this outlook is getting exactly the flavor they're looking for. So, downtown adventure or the great outdoors? Let's get into the Focus Active with Giorgio.
Quello che mi ha sempre dato forza da quando ero bambino erano i sogni. Quello che amo di più è andare a esplorare la natura. Riempio il mio zaino con il necessario, salgo in macchina e vado a esplorare. Ho deciso di andare in Mongolia 5 anni fa, avendo il desiderio di fare qualcosa che unisse la mia passione con l'aiutare qualcun altro. Per un ragazzo di 18 anni che ero, ed era un momento in cui sentivo la necessità di crescere. Avevamo comprato una macchina Ford Focus per fare il viaggio. Una volta che eravamo partiti non eravamo certi di arrivare. In alcuni punti l'unica cosa che ci diceva che stavamo andando nella direzione giusta era la bussola. Abbiamo visto tantissimi posti magici. Alla fine del viaggio abbiamo donato la macchina perché diventasse una libreria per i bambini senza accesso alla scuola. Il più grande cambiamento che ho avuto è stato di fare di ogni giorno una piccola sfida. Il mio focus è viaggiare oltre i miei orizzonti.
Welcome to the all-new and dynamic Focus Active. Giorgio exemplifies the adventurous Focus customer. He has an everyday life and he also has adventure in him. That's how he expresses himself. Now, market researchers will tell you that for cars in the C-Class, customers tend to be fairly conservative, most of them sticking to the same type of vehicle and brand. But our recent research showed us that 20% of C-Class customers, when showed the new Focus Active, said they would choose it over a regular SUV. So customers might consider something different if it delivers all of the attributes of a Focus and more adventurous styling. Something like a Focus Active version of the all-new Focus, building on the Active concept you've already seen with the all-new Fiesta Active and the new Car Plus Active you saw launched at the Geneva show, and which is shipping out to customers now. This gives us a high level of confidence for the all-new Focus Active.
This is a vehicle designed for downtown adventurers. Whether it's escaping the urban jungle or heading into the outdoors over the weekend. And if you're Giorgio, then maybe you're making it to Mongolia. So the mission here was to create an authentic, active derivative without compromising the practicalities and strength at the heart of the Focus brand, including its exceptional driving dynamics supported by specific drive modes for the Active model. Striking details found all around create the sense of being elevated above everyday life. And the raised ride height empowers the driver to comfortably tackle more challenging road conditions in both hard track and rough urban environments. The adventurous philosophy carries through to the interior as well. Protective, durable, and tactile materials are designed to withstand the rigors of everyday scrapes and weekend escapes. Throughout the whole interior, there's an unexpected and surprising signs of adventure, such as on the seats or the dashboard. With the Fiesta and the new Car Plus, this adventurous all-new Focus Active is confirmed by its unique signature.
And let me finish with one feature which would really suit Giorgio, driving Focus at night out in the wilds. Let me talk about headlamps and corners. We have a forward-facing camera and we have processors, and here is just one example of where thinking about our forward-focused customers first has taken us to a new place. Now, most systems used by other manufacturers use steering inputs as the feed data to alter the light pattern. So you steer around a corner and the light follows. But putting real Focus owners like Giorgio at the center of our thinking led us to ask a different question. Couldn't the light shine around the corner first? And actually, that's a far better question. And so, by using camera data, the new Ford system can alter the light pattern much earlier. So the bend in the road ahead is illuminated before the driver enters the bend, rather than afterwards as they begin to steer into it. Whether that road is Milan or Mongolia, this is smart use of technology that will assist in making night driving safer and more relaxing.
This is a solution which is all about the deep insight into human need as a spark for new thinking. And this approach has been followed in detail after detail on the new Focus. So there you have it, the all-new Ford Focus in 4 very different, distinctive personalities. The new architecture means better packaging and best-in-class interior space. It's the most aerodynamic mainstream Ford ever, with beautifully sculpted surfaces and personal flair. It's dynamic Performance inspired this T-line as the ultimate expression of the Focus promise. And then it's really elegant, calming titanium, which makes you feel great. It's sophisticated Vignale, exuding luxury. And finally, it's adventurous active, taking Focus into an energetic new direction. All models created with the goal of being an integral part of people's life in meaningful and exciting ways. Thank you so much for listening, and let's welcome back on stage Stephen Armstrong.
So thank you, Joe. Thank you, AMCO. So there you have it, folks. The Ford Focus's 4 distinct personalities. So this car has been designed around real customers like the 4 amazing people we've shown in our short films this afternoon. Well, as I'm sure you've guessed, those people are not actors. They are real, and their stories are also real. And I'm really pleased to say that all 4 of them are joining us here this afternoon. So we'd love you all pleased to say welcome to Sebastian, Kelly, Gabby, and Giorgio. Welcome. And I'd also like to add that not only is Gabby a wonderful firefighter, she's also a member of our team at Saint-Louis, where we produce these wonderful vehicles. So congratulations on being part of the team too, Gabby. So for those of you that are actually here in the room, you'll have the opportunity to meet with the 4 of them later after we finish the presentations. So the real reason I wanted to bring these folks to meet you here today is to underline the truth that all new Focus has actually been engineered from the passions of our real customers. So Focus customers, as you've seen, are not show-offs. They're not just interested in the brand label itself. They're interested in what the car can actually do for them. They're interested in expressing their personalities, and that's what this brand is all about. The all-new Focus delivers what our customers want, and it delivers it by design. And as you've heard, it's the bridge to the future. It introduces key technology platforms at the heart of our vision, bringing them together for the first time in one vehicle. Now, we feel we've got something special here for our Ford customers. Now, I love and I cherish our long history, thinking of all the cars that we've created, and I take that all into consideration when I say with complete confidence that this is our best car ever. It's the most innovative, the most dynamic and exciting car that we at Ford have ever built. So, ladies and gentlemen in the room, and all of you that have been watching online, thank you very much for joining us today. And on behalf of the whole team, I'd like to welcome you all to the new Ford Focus. Thank you very much.